Hi folks, I'm Matt and welcome to My Expanded Universe, a show where I go through the entire EU in chronological order, as best I know how. Folks, it's time to review A.C. Crispin's classic Han Solo trilogy, Book 1, Paradise Snare. Now here it begins with a young Han Solo as he's on the ship Trader's Luck by Garrus Shrike. Now he escapes that ship and then goes to do some spice running on the planet Elysia for some Talandra Teal priest on this sanctuary moon where everyone comes and works for these priests harvesting spice, and they go there, but they willingly do that for free in order to go to the worship and the exaltation, which is basically a drug-induced coma. Han Solo finds this out. He has heart bubbles over one of the slaves there called Bria. Will he be able to uncover the priest's skullduggery and save this young mistress who he's just met? It's Han Solo. Of course he's going to win. So what did I think about this story? Folks, I can't believe I'm already talking about A.C. Crispin's Han Solo trilogy. I'm going to be honest with you. When the book first came out, I was totally 100% against it. I did not want another Han Solo trilogy. I liked Brian Daley's Han Solo trilogy. I did not want to even consider another person writing Han Solo. And who did he think he is? A.C. Crispin turned out to be a she, but I didn't know that at the time. I was like, who does this guy think he is? He thinks he can write Han Solo better than Brian Daley? And I read the first book and loved it. I love to be proven wrong, and this is one of the times I was proven wrong. One of the many times the expanded universe proved me wrong. And so I was reading it and I thought, wow, this is just incredible. It feels like Han Solo. There's a lot of good moments. You are sucked into the storyline of Han Solo. There are some great characters. Of course, Bria is someone that everyone loves. In fact, if Princess Leia did not exist in the Star Wars universe, everyone wanted Han and Bria to get together. In fact, there's some people who said, oh, I know he's with Leia now, but oh, if only he could have been with Bria. And that's just good story writing, folks. When you can make up a character that fits Han Solo, that you feel that Han Solo needs to be with. And Han Solo is with Leia, one of the most established female characters in the series to date. That's good writing. That's what it is. And so she really puts a lot of thought and effort into creating all these great side characters, and that's really what helps the story along, is the characters, not really the overall story arc. But I've talked about that before. There is also Mur, the Togorian bodyguard for Han Solo that the priests have assigned to him to make sure Han Solo's on the straight and narrow, when delivering spice. And he actually becomes a good friend of Han's. You actually like his character as well. And his storyline, he has a little background that they have to find out. So that's very interesting. But this story has a lot of intrigue. In fact, after he pulls off this big escape, because of course he's going to do it. That's not really a spoiler because this is book 1 of a trilogy. I'm going to talk about the other books. I'm going to spoil what happened in the first one. I'm not going to talk about too much detail. Anyway, he escapes and he goes to Coruscant, which is called Imperial Center, of course, because of the Emperor Palpatine had changed the name of it. And he is there. He's enrolling into the academy. But still there, you have the nit and grittiness of Coruscant. He's living in a cheap hotel room. The lights shine into the room to give it some brightness. His girlfriend, now Bria, is suffering from a withdrawal from the sound drug that the priests give to all the slaves. And it really hits you. It feels real. You can actually imagine this situation. I mean, man, Han Solo is a young buck, and already he is, has all this responsibility surrounding him. And that's another thing about Han's age. No one really knows how old he is. In fact, he says he doesn't know how old he is. He thinks he was this old when this happened. His age is spotted to be around 18, 19. We're left up to our own imagination. I think that was a good choice, not to establish a firm age on him, just in case something else came along and contradicted it. It could easily be established that, okay, he was probably younger or older than what he needed to be in the story. Either way, it was a really brilliant plot point for A.C. Crispin, not to go into too much detail on Han Solo, but as his character goes, great. There's also an inside joke in the book where he assumes the AKA name of I think it's Jonas Indiana. No, it's Indiana Jones, but it's an anagram. I can't remember what's it. Indiana or something. Joris Adiana, which is Indiana Jones. Just switched with some of the letters switched around. And so there's some little winks at stuff like that because he's actually fencing artifacts at the time too. So yeah, that's really cool. Now, if you were to tell me I was just going to review book 1 and not the entire trilogy back when I was first doing these videos, I'd have laughed at you. I said, no, I'm going to do the whole trilogy as a whole. But now that I realize that there are a lot of stories that happen in between because the storyline does jump from each book to book. So that's why I'm not doing the trilogy as a whole, and I'll hold off on my final thoughts when I get to the last book and tell you what I think. But so far, book 1, solid opening, solid characters, and you are drawn into the storyline almost immediately. Now, I know the new Young Han Solo book is supposed to have, Young Han Solo movie, excuse me, is supposed to have like a garish Shrike character, and I'm sure it'll be somewhat what we see from A.C. Crispin's novels. I bet the adventure will be different, but the beginning and end sound about right because Garish Shrike does come back at the end of this book after Han did a slick escape at the beginning. And I think you'll see something like that similar in the movies. Maybe Garish Shrike will be a more imposing villain in the movie. But this book really does a solid job of giving us a credible young Han Solo that we can believe in, characters and situations we can feel for and identify with. She hits on every level here, and that's what's great about A.C. Crispin's writing. Anyway, folks, that is all the time I have for now. I'll see you next time with another video.